These are, qualitative units when you measure the DNA by ELISA. But it may be greater than 1,000, and I give them steroids and MMF, steroids and cyclophosphamide, whatever I give them, steroids and rituximab, steroids and a calcineurin inhibitor, and the DNA comes down from 1,000 down to, within the normal range of the general population, less than 10, their complements normalize and their renal disease goes away. So that's what I currently do with standard of care. Whether we can do that, more efficiently without side effects that are associated with steroids and chemotherapy, that's what we're seeking to do.
Yeah. And a quick question I had as well. I'm almost out of time, I think, but I was wondering, what beyond the interferon signature, what other biomarkers do you think would be useful or are in development that could help stratify patients for better clinical trials and for better efficacy of drugs?
Well, there's a host of them, and those are also, people get grants to study both blood and then urine, because urine's accessible. So these are published. Tweak is one that they look at, TNF, flag, weak, reduced apoptosis. Certain chemokines like NCP1, they're all in the literature. But, right now, none of them really outperform the DNA C3, C4. In some ways, steroid CRPs and just looking for. So it's still an area of active research. I remember, reviewing grants even 4 and 5 years ago where people wanted to study in their cohort, serial cytokine profiles, and urine, and I'll just point out urine because of its accessibility. But I can't, other than the Tweak and MCP1, I mean, you can read Judith James' work. She's at the other end. Yeah. Judith James is sort of studying preclinical lupus, which connects the genetic background with the unidentified environmental trigger and epigenetics, and how certain cytokines sort of appear, and then autoantibodies appear, and then disease appears. That's the current notion of lupus. And so she has publications where she describes kind of the cytokine profile in the sort of preclinical asymptomatic, the early symptomatic, the uninvolved, the uninvolved family member, the you have a proband that has the disease, but then you study it in a relative who never is going to get the disease, who may have preclinical diseases, So anyway, I refer you to Judith James from OMRF, Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. Thank you so much. As I said, I think we're at the end. Pardon?
Yeah, I think we're near the end, but go ahead.
So, but I want to thank you so much for your time and for all of this information. It's been really, really helpful. And obviously, this is a challenging area in terms of drug development, in terms of new therapies. And, it's great to see some excitement around new molecules and new pathways. And hopefully, by prioritizing things like this, we can push forward good science and hopefully get new therapies through the pipeline.
I'm optimistic. I agree. That it starts with good science. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.